It's Friday. We're gonna cook something today. I do recipes every Friday, and specifically I do recipes that I find on the packages of products that I find at the grocery store. And we're calling it Off the Box Fridays. That's what we do here. So welcome. And if you've been around for a while, we're gonna eat, and this is gonna be fun. Jack. Today's recipe actually comes from Marie, that's me, a dear friend of mine who's also here on YouTube and has resurrected her channel finally. She knew that I was having a moment of panic. I was at the grocery store, I didn't have a recipe, couldn't find a recipe, and she said, you know what? King's Hawaiian Rolls, if I do recall, they had, if not a recipe on the back of their package, they had a website that listed some interesting recipes. So I thought, I'm practically Hawaiian. Let's give it a try. As you can see, my family has already tapped into these. This is the third package that I've purchased because, boy, they go like hotcakes. These are delicious original Hawaiian sweet rolls. We've been buying them for years. We are loyal customers. Fun fact, my husband actually is Hawaiian. He's from the island of Lanai. He grew up there with his wonderful brother and sisters. Beautiful, beautiful place to visit. I would recommend going to Lanai over any of the other islands, mostly because I have family there and they're awesome. But also because it's the most beautiful place you've ever been. When we do visit, Pat will give me like the rundown, like, oh, he used to be in their like fitness club. What do you call that? I don't know, something. But they used to run a lot. And when we go from like the airport into town, he's like, oh yeah, we used to run this stretch every day. You know, it's so long. And I was like, it's breathtaking. Like you guys just used to run up and down this, like, here we go again, just that road again. And it's like gorgeous. Things you take for granted when you live in paradise. I think you start forgetting that you live in paradise. Marie was right. They do recommend visiting their kingshawaiian.com/recipes to find really great ideas. King's Hawaiian, if you're listening, I think that this area here where you say heat for 2 to 3 minutes and enjoy, like, you're just telling everyone how to heat up rolls, but we know how to do that. What I recommend is replacing this with a delicious recipe of your own. Invite me to the board meeting. I'll design a couple of options, throw it up on a PowerPoint. We can walk through this together. Give me a call. Now, the recipe that Marie had that caught her eye was like some kind of pizza recipe using these, but I was like, well, we know that's gonna be delicious because it's a bread and then it's pizza, just that's gonna be good. I wanted to step a little further outside of the box. Today we are going to be making Loco Moco Dog by Dogzilla food truck. No, thank you. A food truck, yes, please. So when my husband got into this package, I was like, no, stop. I need these. I'm making Loco Moco. And he was like, nah. He was like, Loco Moco, you can't, that's not Loco Moco, it doesn't have bread. He was like, well, what else is in it? Is there rice in it? And I was like, no. He was like, that's not Loco Moco. He was like, is there ground beef in it? And I was like, no. He was like, that's not Loco Moco. And I was like, well, wait a second. And I pulled it back up and I was like, oh, it's a Loco Moco dog. And he was like, all right. But I'm excited. I think it looks tasty. Jack, stop. He's biting his toenails off. So to make this recipe, I'm actually cutting the ingredients in half because I don't need 6. We're going to need all beef franks, grilled yellow onions, brown beef gravy, a can of grilled Spam, fried eggs, a cup of grounded seaweed, and a cup of green onions. So let's warm up our gravy. Smells like salt. Jack, that's gross, stop. Now we're gonna slice up our onions and our Spam. We just came back from Vegas and my husband yelled at me in Vegas. He's not a yeller. He's a very calm guy. He takes a lot to upset him. And traveling is stressful with kids, period. Like getting everybody packed, navigating the airport, getting from the airport to the hotel, figuring out what's for dinner, like all of it's like, ugh, it's a lot. Add to that a wife who I'm just constantly like, well, do you think we should do this or should we do that? Well, should we do this or should we do that?
Do you think this or do you think that?
Non-stop. I'm so annoying. I know it, but I have questions. So at one point we were going to an arcade, and after the arcade, Miley had her volleyball tournament, and I was like, should she bring her volleyball bag to the arcade, or are we gonna come back to this hotel afterwards? And he was like, we can come back. I don't know, whatever you want to do. And I was like, yeah, but is it on the way to come back, or would it be easier to pack her bag and have her take it and then go to the tournament after that? He's just like, I don't know. Really did not like that line of questioning. Now, when you have somebody who's getting a little hot, okay, they're getting annoyed, the worst thing you can do, and I know this because I have 5 brothers and sisters who I learned it from and do it too, specifically to annoy them. The worst thing you can do is be like,
whoa, why are you yelling? Why are you so upset? What is, whoa.
Like that just made him even more angry. Why are you asking me all these questions? Oh, poor Pat. He did apologize for getting so hot about it, but I didn't apologize for provoking him. Got our eggs, we've got our hot dogs, we've got our Spam, and we are ready to eat. Let's piece this beauty together. We are just going to bury our hot dog in onions and Spam. We're gonna pour gravy on top of that, and then place a fried egg on the top of that, and sprinkle our seaweed and green onions on the tippity top of that. It's beautiful. I feel like typically in a restaurant you would eat this with a fork, but yeah, so we're gonna eat it with a fork. And there you go, a Loco Moco dog. It looks gorgeous. Cutting into it is delicious looking. I don't care what ethnicity you are, a Loco Moco dog, everyone should have. That is divine. That is so delicious. No wonder it belongs on a food truck. I want one in my neighborhood, morning, noon, and night. It's so good. I'm trying to remember all of the recipes we've done every single Friday. This might be my favorite recipe we've created yet. Like, I'm about to incorporate this into our dinner meals. Is it the healthiest? No, but it's not the unhealthiest. Spam, I don't think brings nutritional value to the table, nor does hot dogs. However, they are light in carb. If you're looking for a light carb option, egg, bingo, got it. The seaweed, great. So it's not like terrible for you, and it's so good. This might be my first 5-star off the box meal that we've had so far. In the past, we've had 4-star meals because while they taste good, they were too hard to make, or they've been 2 stars, tuna creations, because they were just like no, it is slightly time consuming, but like, is it more time consuming than a sausage, egg, and pancake breakfast? No, it's about the same. So I would say as a dinner meal, it's right in line with the amount of time you normally spend prepping, cutting, chopping, frying, all of the things. Yeah, it's delicious. My kids won't eat it. And I'm gonna tell you, they're not gonna eat it because it tastes bad, because they like all of the things on here. When you pair it with the gravy and put it all on top of each other, that's where they're gonna be like, skirt. Can we just have pizza? Gosh, do I have to move it to 4 stars because my kids won't eat it? I think I do. Personally, for my palate and taste buds, this is for sure a 5-star. I would make it for my husband. I will finish it. Like, it's so good. But if my kids refuse to eat it, the likelihood of me cooking it again and again, like, I want a meal that they're gonna be on board with. I think that means I have to move it to a 4-star meal. Just know that in my heart, it is a 5-star meal. Keeping in mind the household and the dynamics and what people will and will not eat, I gotta move it to a 4-star. If your kids are not picky, and if you don't have, a lot of people are a little bit judgmental with Spam, and I don't blame you for that, but once you marry a man from Hawaii and he brings it into the relationship, it's like actually really good. In fact, I did an off the box recipe day using Spam. I think we made like 3 different meals using Spam. Go grab yourself a loaf of King's Hawaiian sweetbread, grab your hot dogs and your Spam and your green onions and your gravy and your eggs, cook it all up and invite me over. I do really like it. Oh, and of course I can't end a Loco Moco video using Hawaiian sweet rolls talking about my husband's Hawaiian family without saying hello to my beautiful niece Elena, who has watched some of my videos. She even left me a comment one time and I was just so excited to see that she left a comment. Hi Elena, we love you, we miss you, and we will make our way back to you someday. After we've paid off this Vegas trip, I'm sure. Thank you for joining. Have a great weekend. I'm gonna go finish this for lunch. Oh, all right, let's see what the Brada thinks. Loco Moco dog. Well?
Bottom. This is good.
Is it good?
Is
it Loco Moco-ish?
No, but yeah, this is good. This with the Spam? No.
Could you eat it
Yeah.
again?
Yeah, I could eat this like at least a couple times a week.
A couple times a week? Pure native Hawaiian right here gave us the thumbs up on the Loco Moco dog.
Yeah.
Thank you, King's Hawaiian, for making my family love me through your food.